Good morning, it's 6 a.m. Coffee. Still crazy windy up here. Coffee. Good morning. I am on deck 11, basically right above our room. I'm right next to the cove. I grabbed a couple of cups of serve yourself coffee this morning from outside of Cabanas. I was going to go see if I could sit on the back of the ship where the seating is for Cabanas, but it was roped off, so I couldn't get back there. But I'll go back there in a little bit when Cabanas is actually open. Because today, if you watched our MSC cruise videos, I think it was day 3, pretty sure. I went to the buffet for breakfast and I got a pancake. And Ethan loves to use this footage, so I'm sure I can get Ethan to put the pancake footage in right here. Okay, these pancakes are hard as rocks. They are literally... A pancake should not make that noise. Yeah. MSC, you're making it really hard to like you at all. I swear to God. At the same time, about 40 minutes after the buffet opens, I'm getting a pancake. And we will see if there's any difference between a Disney pancake and an MSC pancake. Yeah, the sun is, there's a lot of cloud coverage over there, but the sun is just about trying to come up. Let me see if I can, oops, sorry. There's reflection from the staircase, so I can't really, oh there. I can make that go kind of away. But yeah, the sun's behind those clouds over there. So we'll see that pop up later on. We did not close out the video last night. Basically because once I showed you Ethan laying on that bed, it was over. I laid down, I read for a while, fell asleep. Being on deck 10, just under the pool decks, I don't know if he heard it. I did hear them clean the deck, dragging the chairs around. But it wasn't, at first I thought it was just somebody out on a balcony. And it took me a few minutes to realize that it was up here, because it was like, it kept going and going. I'm like, balconies aren't that big. Where are you dragging this chair to? And it was just, it was up here. They were just cleaning up this whole area. All of the chairs are in one row and they're all facing the water now. I'll show you in a second. I was trying to figure out what that was over there. All of the tables are under the staircase. Hang on, I'll show you. I don't feel like getting up, so let's zoom. Those are usually in 2 rows facing the pool, which is behind them. And all of the tables are underneath the stairs. And then the pool is over there. That blue thing is the pool. So that's interesting. So far, not a soul has walked past me. I don't mind that. I mean, you know, people are fine, but what time is it? It is... Wow, cannot read. I don't have my glasses on. Hang on. Keep looking at the pool. You're getting some color over here with the sun. We're gonna give a lot more cloud cover in a second, too. It is 6:09. So the buffet doesn't even open for another hour and 20 minutes. Here, I'm gonna swing you around. And I'm gonna try and block the lights again. Pretty. It's much brighter on the camera. In real life, the clouds are quite ominous looking. Alright, I downloaded some podcasts. I even brought an iPod that I've had forever and that I haven't listened to. So It's probably a bunch of music from the 2000s. Pretty sure there's a lot of Katy Perry and I think there's some Nelly on it. And then some older stuff and a lot of Disney stuff, but I haven't listened to it in a long time. So I have that in my headphones, and I'm listening to some podcasts. And anytime the scenery here gets nice, I will update you on what the sun is doing. Hiding behind a cloud.
It's Saturday. It's just after 7. Jamie is somewhere. Oh my god.
Alright, it's about 7:20. I came back to the room to bring Ethan some coffee and what do you call it? See if he wanted to go to breakfast. Seas are much calmer. Or not much calmer. It wasn't that bad last night. There was a little bit of movement. And if you're not used to it, it was probably a lot of movement, but it wasn't horrific by any means. There's the bridge. I'm sure Ethan had you believing it was a lot worse than it is. So the way I judge it is I look out on the ocean like this, and if I see white caps, then to me the ocean's a little bit on the rough side. And I just saw one in this entire ocean. I just saw one little white cap. So this morning it's much smoother than it was last night. Last night, the captain said there were 8-foot waves last night. Man, that's pretty.
Breaking news, must credit.
Woohoo!
We're back. Alright, we're having breakfast at the wake. Oh wait, wrong ship.
Literally the way. A little misty up here. I'm okay with that. Alright, so it's early. It's 7:44. The buffet's only been open for 15 minutes. So we're doing a pre-test of our test. That involves spanking. Now the music's kind of loud. You might want to get close so you can hear this. Just saying. Also, muffin. The muffin test. Not dry.
And for the first time on the ship, cruise food. Also make you laugh. Basically, I love how each of our plates is an FU to MSC, like we're going to test out the Disney version of whatever MSC had. So my recollection was we liked the Apple thingies on MSC. But theirs had like a harder crust to it, as I recall. But it just seems to be my recollection of anything baked on MSC, really. And mine had some crispy bacon we got here. So I went for extremes on round 2 here. Donut and banana. Of the two of these things, the donut I really shouldn't have had, and I know it, but it was so inviting, and I regret nothing. I might regret the banana.
Some of this is breakfast and some of this is science. So cream of wheat breakfast, another hash brown breakfast,
This was science. I wanted to see if this one was as soft as the last one. My hypothesis was it is, and my conclusion is yes. Just as soft as the last one. Now I'm covered in sugar. Okay. It is 8:10. I have a plain pancake and a blueberry pancake. They don't have banana ones here. And it is roughly 40 minutes after the buffet opened, which is the time that I got the MSC pancake. Based on the bending test, we're good. Time to bang the pancakes. All right, it's kind of chilly outside right now because of the wind, so we're going to wait until we get closer or dock at Nassau before we actually go up to Satellite. It is, I don't even know what time it is. It's 8 something. So we're back in the room for just a second. It is 8:24. And we're going to go do the Mid-State Detective Agency, I think. That was Midship Detective Agency, not Mid-State. It opened at 8, so we can do that now. Oh boy, crime solving.
Welcome to the Midship Detective Agency. Which case would you like to solve? Please. Welcome, detectives. This is a big case. Let's check in with Mickey.
We're out to go solve the mystery. But first, I think we filmed this yesterday. Isn't that cool looking?
Oh, with little fake things?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere.
Hold your badge a little farther back from the artwork.
I wonder if there's something in there that could help us.
Lighthouse!
Alright, we saved the ship from the art thieves. Now we're going to head back. Thief. Don't tell them anything. And I know I say this in every video, but I'm going to point this out again because when we were on MSC, we were like really lost in the hallways. At one point, I was using an an old plate of food on the floor as a guidepost to which hallway I should take. At Disney, there's basically just 2 main hallways, one up each side of the ship. And if you don't know which direction you're going, you need to look down at the ground. Do you see the stars? The top, they're 5-pointed stars. They are face up. The point at the top points to the front of the ship. So I know I'm walking toward the front of the ship right now. Even in these little maps, the stars do the same thing. So it's very helpful. Because sometimes you do get it off the elevator and you don't know what direction you're going.
Well, the view out the window is getting weirder and weirder. So it's come full circle. We've finally seen, previously we've seen them laying in this tile, now it's all laid in.
Yeah, it looks weird, right?
Ooh.
Alright, update. It's 9:30. We're at Satellite Falls. See you at lunch.
Another DCL MSC comparison for you. Remember me talking about how filthy all the windows and everything were on MSC? In DCL, it's important. Look what they're doing. Trying not to be too obvious. Sorry.
quick before they shut the door and hide it. There's the bacon and brie sandwich. Alright, we made it to lunchtime. Just barely.
Just barely what?
Made it to lunchtime.
You're fine. Yeah, so we grabbed food over at Flo's Cafe. He got his bacon and brie sandwich that he talks about constantly.
Yep. She's not wrong. So which one did you end up getting?
I got the roast beef sandwich.
Okay.
I don't know if I put those crystal lights in here or if I just pulled them out.
Alright, so the reason why I've been obsessing over this for however long is the last time I ever had this. We were rushing off to something else, so I think that my only review was literally one word. It was just weird. But I liked it, so it wasn't like weird, like I'll never have it again. But I've been wanting to get it again so I can find out like why was it weird. Well, now that I've finally gotten it, I can tell you. Alright, so the answer is the tomato. It doesn't go.
Okay.
And normally I would say none of that. But because it's kind of a prefab thing and they heat it up in the panini press, I didn't think anything of it. And again, it's been so long since I had one, I didn't know what was all in this thing. Well, now it's just literally bacon and brie. I'm sure it'll be fantastic now.
That's what you want.
But
That's what you ordered.
right, but the tomato cuts against all that and it doesn't go together. So it's like, this ought to be awesome on its own. Like, what's not to like about bacon and brie? And found out what. There you go.
Alright, so while we were upstairs in Satellite, I filmed the guys cleaning the inside of the window thingies. We talked about that. Nobody cleaned anything glass on MSC ever. Coming out the door just now, the guy was cleaning glass on the doors. Disney, it's almost like the second they hit port, everybody goes into cleaning mode. It's phenomenal. So you can see out, look at, you can see out this window. At MSC, you wouldn't have been able to. I really like our room assignment. We're on deck 10, so one below where we're at right now. We're sitting outside the Cove on 11. And it's just one staircase from here down to our room, or from our room up to here, and this is where the coffee is, and this is where the beverage stations are, and this is where most of the food is at, and the pool, and it's just so convenient to be able to run up and down that one little flight. I took, just now running back to the room to grab something, I took the stairs down, and I took them back up. It's time for Disney Tunes Trivia. Woo! Look at the wall. I like the wall. These chairs are really short. I live here now. I got no way getting up.
So another Disney first, I believe. But there's a wedding going on in the atrium. We had to gingerly step around the bride to get here.
Yeah, it was like, don't step on her dress. Oh.
So yeah, so I was looking down like, seems like it's lined up for a very small wedding. Sure enough, there was the bride. I did.
I think I heard something there.
We did not do well at all.
Some the clothes.
Another DCL MSC comparison for you. Remember me talking about how filthy all the windows and everything were on MSC? And DCL, it's in port. Look what they're doing. Trying not to be too obvious. Sorry. Ethan, something had to wake him up. You know, sometimes the only way to wake you up is eating his food. So I ordered a couple of our favorites. The Anchors Away, or what are all ashore, or whatever the hell they call this cheese thing. Weirdly
All hands on deck.
Oh, I don't know. Cracker in an envelope. Strange, but okay. That looks good. That one looks good. What's that? I don't know. And then, one of Ethan's favorite sets of words. Cake of the day. And it's a chocolate cheesecake today. So, as Yuri is going to say later on, bon appetito.
Mm-hmm.
Cake.
In the eye of a raspberry hurricane, there is cheesecake, if only for a moment. The struggle is real as Jamie's getting ready for Apollo Part 2.
It is. This is hard. You're not helping. You're just filming and laughing.
She's using this hair spiralizer. But the thing is, like, we'll have to look into this when we get back on, terra firma. But I was thinking, well, what if you use the Instaquaff?
What are you talking about? Look at fancy boy.
So this whole cruise will be us dunking on MSC.
Yeah.
So another little key detail: no sills.
Not dirty? It's not dirty.
The railing specifically, it's like I'm still baffled how there was sills up there.
On deck 9.
Deck, whatever.
We were on 9. All right, so we're heading out of Nassau. We're gonna head over to Castaway Cay for tomorrow. But look at the men. It's the bridge. Look at them work. Work, men, work. Driving a ship doesn't look like that hard of a job, does it? For anyone interested in Freedom of the Seas, there it is. What Lego thing did we build? It was one of the seas. It wasn't Freedom. It was Oasis, right?
No, it was like Quantum.
Quantum of the Seas? Because that's exactly what it looked like.
Whatever has that observation.
Yeah.
Ball.
It looked very much like what I'm looking at. A derelict old house at like a good house. Can anyone tell? I don't know my glasses on. Derelict or good? That'd be kind of a cool.
Seems like somebody's standing on it.
I don't know. There's a bunch of houses. There's a bunch of... Oh, yeah, we have binoculars. There's a bunch of houses out there. Paid any attention. That one looks like a tiny little shack, but I bet it's bigger than it looks.
See, I thought it was a person standing there, it was a tire.
All right, so I'm going to go with derelict. Derelict or
It
not?
looks pretty derelict.
What's going on down there? Yeah, is it a shack or is it deceptively not a shack?
It's another beat to hell.
Huh. That's weird. Or maybe it's not weird. That would be a nice little vacation home. Just out on a reef. Although, I guess every time a storm comes through, you're just beat to hell, right? Kind of a bad place to put a house. We gotta go to Powell. I gotta go finish getting ready. Oh, I'm waiting. You look very nice.
Alright, we're executing the big old turn here. So, one last look at the lighthouse. Because we're going to be on the wrong side of the law here pretty soon. I won't be able to do that. Some bonus Bahamas footage for you. So one quick note about us dunking on MSC this whole cruise. We didn't take every opportunity to do it. Because it just hit me as we're waiting to go to Palo right now. Dinner was pretty quick yesterday by Palo standards. Enough so that we are done, we're leaving. And the hostess ran after us like, was everything okay? We're just done with dinner, it's fine. Thinking, boy, a blown opportunity to say, yeah, there was no Splenda. All right, no rocket launch tonight, so we're off to Palo, you know, like box people. Or something.
What's the day today?
Okay, so I just came up with the idea what we're going to do with that bag of gnocchi we have at home. We're just going to individually deep fry them, and we each get one before dinner every night.
Just need to reverse engineer this. Or ask him for the recipe. Well, there's an idea. Wonder if he's we really test his metal here. Last time we got like 16 pages of printout.
Okay. Pasta. And red pasta.
Oh, does it smell good?
Oh yeah. Choices of antipasta: cheeses, Parmesan, pecorino, tartufo, cheese with the black truffles. Choices of air-dried cured meat: bresaola, it's a beef item, the rest is pork. Prosciutto, coppa, and salami calabrese. Salami calabrese, a little spicy.
Okay.
I would recommend you a little our special balsamic over Parmesan cheese.
Cheese with black truffle in it?
We were talking to you about the wine, the red wine. Are you looking
Are you just filming it?
I thought he was going to pour over my shoulder here. Here he comes.
at first?
Special balsamic aged in an oak barrel, which is sweet, perfectly matching with such a salted cheese like Parmesan.
Perfect.
Bon appetito. Enjoy.
Thank you.
We have two
So I've pretty well resigned myself to the fact we're going to get demonetized for showing stuff like this on our channel.
Porn?
But, you know, needs must.
It's so good.
And then Ethan had to, he's cutting his olive.
Yeah, it's a massive pit of stone or pit or whatever.
He looks so sad about it.
Just one and all. Ooh.
Oh, I'm doing tomorrow.
She's got the salmon. Alrighty.
Oh, what a pity to break it. Still, just
Look at it.
straight away.
Look at it slide
Falling
back
down.
in.
Oh, unfortunately, there is no other way to show it. Yeah, that's straight
That's
falling down.
awesome.
Still, the result is great and it's very tasty.
Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. Bon appetit. You can check, please. Check if everything is correct.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I haven't looked up at this in a while. Yeah.
He folded my clothes.
Our towel animal is accursed. Alright, somewhere is the sign. There it is. No, I don't want to. Alright, so Jamie fell asleep right after lunch or after dinner. So here's the duck poop shirt hung up on hangers this time. Also matching sweats. I'm not even going to bother showing you prices because you just don't want this, trust me. Also, alright, so this is what it's come to. I found this little alcove with the fake curtains as we discussed earlier. Trying to find a quiet place. It's freaking pirate night. And there was the pirate show going on. When I went to go get a cup of tea, and when I saw that was happening, I really should have run for the hills and didn't, and got caught in the show letting out. And finally, I was having a panic attack, and I just was like, will you let me through? Because everyone wanted to come this way, and I just was like the only person in America who wanted to go the other way. And I was desperately looking for a quiet place to sit, to get away from all the racket and the crush of people and everything. Finally go into the cove, and they're setting up for a tasting. I'm like, God damn it. And the guy took pity on me. He's like, well, you can just sit in here if you just need to sit, because the event wasn't happening right away. So once the panic attack went away, then I went away and ended up here. I was on 4 by the Vista Cafe action, but I just could feel it in the air that it's going to get messy in the atrium, so I'm like, well, I'll go over here then. Well, as you can hear during this whole thing, they're piping pirate music through all the hallways, so there's just no getting away from it. So for all of our dunking on MSC, it's like, well, back to the room, because there's just nowhere really else to go to get away from people. And it was getting really obnoxious because over by the cove outside of it, that's why I went in it, because it was like people's kids kept running through the 11, quiet part. And nighttime out at sea, I've discovered like 12 and 13 is just useless. The wind's blowing through. They've really packed a lot of it up, so that unless you smoke, and even then they made that pretty uninviting if you smoke, there's just nowhere really to sit up there. So all fun and games during the day, but at night things really shrink in terms of options if you're just looking to kind of get away from it all. So whatever, my problem, not yours, and not Disney's, and not MSC's. So at any rate, probably going to bed early. Jamie's already there, and I think I might take her up on that. But I've wanted peppermint tea after all that food, so got it, done deal. All right, well, night. How about this?
No!